it's very hard to build a company from scratch, no matter what you're doing. Very hard to build any business from scratch, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, I think building a company is one of the hardest professional hills to climb, and picking the right partner is very important.
And so all of the conversations that we have are focused on a single question, which is, what do we do uniquely that customers are desperate for? And I think that hyper focus on answering this one question is really key to building a large, sustainable, long-term business.
Yeah, I think another thing that really stood out to us about Unusual Ventures and wanting to partner with them was their approach to the product market fit journey. Being extremely intentional about who we're talking to, why we're talking to them, and I think their perspective, ensuring that we do have an extremely strong data-driven grip on pain points and their severity, relative to the customers that we're trying to serve, is incredibly invaluable.
At GovSignals, we view product market fit as, of course, one of the key differentiators to building a company. I think product market fit is almost like love. You know when you have it, you know when you don't, and everything in between, you are searching for it.
I think the playbooks that Lars and Tyler have brought into the actual sequencing of these are the steps functionally that you should be taking, and these are the data points you should be looking for, have been a really helpful way to keep us honest. Like early on, I think one of the litmus tests was like, do you have 10 customers who are clearly like using the product and are excited to pay you for it? And like, I think that level of specificity was, on one hand, it's a little bit arbitrary. On the other hand, like, no, that's a real goal to shoot for. And if you don't have that, and the way we would talk about it internally is if we don't have that, like, we can't begin to believe we have product market fit. So I think it almost created, like, having like something that well specified created a system of accountability.
And I think Unusual was equal amounts of that spark of energy, optimism, excitement with a structured playbook for pragmatic evolution of the company. So both of those rounds were great to partner with and has led to a lot of the success at Reliance.
We feel incredibly confident that we have now zeroed in on a customer cluster that will serve as our foundation as we scale into market for years to come. And that's not something I would trade for the world as we consider our product development and how it aligns with the rest of the business.
John has a ton of patience to build the company, finding the right product market fit, and have patience to build that whole momentum towards the J curve. Towards the J curve, as we find more momentum and we find the desperate use case, we kind of go towards that J curve, and then we find that hockey stick at a later point in time. One of the key takeaway was just focus on your desperate user and focus on that. Focus on the beachhead. That's the core focus. So that's what we believe in, and that's one of the key takeaways as well.
What Unusual helped me realize is that in order to find product market fit, I needed to focus on a very narrow set of customers and delight them and be able to gain referenceability within that customer segment. But early stage venture capital is all about exponential growth. And the only way that we achieve exponential growth is if you have virality or if you have referenceability. And the only way that you get that is if the customer, if you satisfy one very narrow customer. And at that point, it really doesn't matter the size of the market. You'll get to the next market afterwards.
I'm always super excited about the approach that Unusual takes, where they're really trying to help you find product market fit and not get hung up in early success, and that's not going to scale later. Unusual is really about helping you figure out what's going to work and actually scale as well.